Welcome back. This is round 5. I'm currently 3-1 with Abzan Traverse. Let me see here. 2 land hand, really no clock. Not sure what I want to do with this. I think I'll keep it. I have early interaction with Brutality and Thoughtseize and Push, and I really wish that one of those Lingering Souls was either a Planeswalker or preferably a creature instead. Okay, Ad Nauseum. Yeah, this hand is not good against Ad Nauseum with no clock, no interaction. Maybe I can beat them down with turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Collective Brutality, and hope that they have Lightning Storm in their hand. It's actually a deck I really just not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Ad Nauseum. I don't like the way it operates. I don't like the theme of it. Okay. Take a mana accelerant. I mean, what's the whole theme of Ad Nauseum is that you're dead the second after you kill your opponent. I find it silly. So next turn I could Thoughtseize away the other Ad Nauseum. If I take one now, I think that's the game plan I'm going to go, and just hope I fade dying before that, which is pretty easy to do at the moment. Them still having another turn on that Lotus Bloom. Best possible draw is just land. Two cards on top. Okay, so they're definitely going to be using that Spoils the Vault trick where they name the card that's on top. Knowing that they have Lotus Bloom coming off, I think I have to. I think I'm absolutely forced to ripping that other Ad Nauseum out of their hand now. Still like to draw some land. Two card types. Now I have 4 card types. Sure. really hope my opponent goes for a Lab Maniac win, because I have Fatal Push with Revolt right now. Oh, they did the Pact. I just hate that deck. Don't think it's fun. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's anything that I really am interested in playing with, against, anything. Surgical, I don't know, maybe I can cheese them. Stony Silence actually can hit them occasionally. It's still not great. They don't use the graveyard. Last Hope does nothing. So what I want to do in this matchup is take out spot removal and bring in anything that can interact with non-creature permanents. Fulminator Mage, sometimes blowing up off a land, can sometimes slow him down a little bit, plus it's better than a Fatal Push in this matchup. Path Exile is not great, but it's certainly better than some of these other options. I think this is the 60 I'll be keeping. I know I had to bring in Stony Silence, and I brought in artifacts. It's kind of a non-bow, but I really just need to strangle my opponent before they can kill me. Turn 1, nothing. Turn 2, Goyf. Turn 3, Brutality. It's a little slow, but I am on the play, so I will try it. Reclamation Sage is an all-star here. It's able to hit Leyline of Sanctity. It's able to hit Phyrexian Unlife. It's able to do quite a bit of damage. Another matchup where I'm actually... It's matchups like these where I just feel Counter Squall is almost sometimes where I want to be with Green Black X. Bring on 3 for Phyrexian Unlife. Opponent bottoms 2 and gets a Lotus Bloom into play. Is it worthwhile keeping explosives up? I don't think I have any value in it. Best way of winning in this matchup right here without any discard and with them having leyline up anyway is just to hope my opponent stumbles. Maybe I'll draw into a Fulminator Mage or a Maelstrom Pulse or something which lets me interact with them. This current version of Abzan Traverse is built primarily to deal with aggro decks, other mid-range decks, and it's a little bit tuned to work a little bit better against control, but it's still not very good against combo decks here. It's not bad. It's probably even in this matchup. I might be slightly favored, but I need to draw Liliana for that. This shuts down my engineered explosives, but it also shuts down my opponent's mana, so I will cast it. It doesn't slow down my clock at all, still on a 2-turn clock. Now that I can no longer destroy it, they get the Phyrexian Unlife, ruins my clock. Still think it was the right play to play the Stony Silence. My opponent wins if they have Ad Nauseum in their hand. And they do. Alright, make them play it out. But otherwise, 3-0 start. A little disappointing. You end at 3-2. Especially to this nonsense of a deck. I mean, honestly, like, I know Magic is a game, but any semblance of flavor here, my opponent is beyond dead. Great, they accomplished a mission of killing me, but they're dead, what, a 100th of a second after I'm dead? Thematically, miserable. Playing against it, miserable. Your opponent is not actually looking to play a game with you, they're looking to play a game with themselves and pretend to interact with you. So, could I have piloted this any differently? Maybe. Possibly should have mulliganed that hand looking for discard, but wouldn't have mattered with that Leyline, which I was anticipating, because Line of Sanctity is a stupid card. Again, promotes unfair interactions and uninteractive games of Magic, where you can beat your opponent down with creatures, but it doesn't matter because they can't die. Yeah, I don't know. Or they are dead, but you don't get credit for it. Anyways, I really just hated Nauseum. I'm fine with Storm. I actually think Storm is a fine deck, mostly because they play creatures, and they are a heck of a lot easier to interact with. Nauseum, on the other hand, doesn't do anything that even pretends to interact with opponents. So, started off 3-0. You can see we played against Humans, Burn, what was that first matchup? And Martyr Proc was able to beat a Martyr Proc control deck in a slugfest, leveraging the power of Liliana's. Beat Humans with just sheer removal and size of Tarmogoyf. Remember to get that early punch in with that Tarmogoyf, because that is how you will win. If you can ever force them to start chump blocking, you will be winning that matchup. And to do that, you have to chip away their life total early. They're not going to block that first attack. They're going to let it say, yeah, I'll go to 12. Sure, not a big deal. But then when they realize that they're at 12 life and they are sitting across 2, 6, 7 Tarmogoyfs, they have to start jump blocking. Burn, we faded some burn spells because our opponent, in my opinion, sided too many cards against us. I think that is a problem with a lot of burn. I mean, you have a huge sideboard, you have awesome cards. I'll rest in peace, Path to Exile. These cards will win games, sure. But if any one of those was a Lava Spike, I would have lost the game. My opponent would have won. Blue-black control, that looked like a sweet deck that Jabberwocky was playing. I don't particularly think blue-black control is very good in the meta right now. Granted, it's certainly better against that Nauseum, and probably better against Martyr Proc as well, but it's not something I'm exactly game planning for. Deck looks sweet. I think I'm heavily unfavored there, and I think the results showed. Ad Nauseum, I think, is a pretty 50-50 matchup. If they land a Leyline of Sanctity, it's just, well, if you have a bunch of dead cards in your hand, you're probably not winning. If you have a slow clock, you're probably not winning. That is a situation where Walking Ballista would have been nice just to kind of make Tarmogoyfs a little bit bigger. I'm going to try to speed up my clock. So all in all, I beat Martyr Proc, a deck I'm not really game planning for, and I beat Humans and Burn, which are matchups that I am very well prepared against. And then I lost to a blue-black control deck, which was something I'm not really expecting in the meta, and Ad Nauseum, which is a deck that I just absolutely despise. Anyways, I hope this was informative. I hope it was helpful. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions, or if you think I maybe misplayed anywhere. I'm always looking to improve my game as well. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next league.